Iran made a big mistake. This drone was in international waters. Clearly, we have it all documented. It's documented scientifically, not just words. And they made a very bad mistake.
How will you respond, Mr. President? How will you respond?
You'll find out.
Are you planning to do something?
You'll find out. You'll find out. I mean, obviously, you know, we're not going to be talking too much about it. You're going to find out. They made a very big mistake. Iran made a big mistake.
All right, Ron Hoon joining us live on News Now. Welcome, everybody, to the Thursday edition. Ron, this just came out of the White House, this tape playback, and the president speaking about what happened.
Boy, it really feels like things are unfolding pretty much by the hour. We did get the report early this morning that the shoot-down had happened. Now, keep in mind, the U.S. has already put out video just the other day of what clearly appears to be these Iranian actors trying to remove an unexploded mine from an oil tanker. There are no other suspects, I should point out. No other countries are suspected of being behind the attack on the oil tankers from just the other day. Of course, they're denying it. So I think in the international community, I think very few people are going to believe Iran's claims. In fact, CENTCOM came out with that statement within the past hour that our drone was operating clearly inside international waters. It had every right to be there, and so now the question is, despite their denials, what do we do next?
Right, absolutely. And the president having to talk about this. This is tape playback right now. This isn't live. But while he's meeting with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, so it's like he's welcoming an international guest at the same time as dealing with all of this.
And look at that picture right there. There are two of his top advisors. You got the Secretary of State in there, and you've also got the National Security Advisor. So Mike Pompeo and John Bolton just steps away from the president. They have his ear. There's no doubt about it. But you guys will hear in a little while here this morning, again, the beauty of News Now, we can carry the whole thing for you when it's convenient for you to watch, and you'll get more of the gist of what the president had to say. Because on the one hand, the big quote that you're going to see a lot of the networks covering is, "You'll find out soon if the U.S. has any type of strike planned in retaliation on Iran." But then, really interesting, later in some of the remarks, he basically kind of de-escalates. You'll hear some of what he had to say, but basically it's almost like he's trying to give the Iranians, believe it or not, the benefit of the doubt, saying he finds it hard to believe that it was an intentional act on their part.
Yeah, and the Senate's top Democrat calling the downing of the American drone, quote, deeply concerning, and accused the administration of not having an Iran strategy and keeping Congress and the American people in the dark. But meanwhile, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi saying she doesn't think President Trump wants war with Iran, and the American people have, quote, no appetite for it either.
No. Well, and that's another thing you'll hear from the president in a moment here, is a little bit more of his remarks. I mean, he does address that whole issue, Pilar, which is that's how he ran. And you may not like his politics, but it does appear that he has been trying to push through in his first 4 years in office a lot of the things that he actually said he was going to do when he was out there on the campaign trail. And one of them was to get out of what he called the endless wars in that part of the world. So how does he address that, particularly when, you can imagine, he's being presented, there's no doubt, Pilar, he's being presented with a wide range of options, including military options. And so you don't know how much, who he listens to the most. I have a feeling, knowing this president in his first 3 years of office, he trusts his own judgment more than somebody who might be trying to push him to escalate militarily. We'll just see. We shall see how it all unfolds.
Yeah, South Carolina Republican Senator Lindsey Graham actually called and spoke to the president this morning, and he says, as for the possibility of Iran developing nuclear weapons, it's imperative that the U.S. clearly tell the Iranians that any attempt to increase uranium enrichment will be seen as a, quote, hostile act against the U.S. and our allies in Israel and will not go unanswered.
Pilar, I'm really glad you brought up Lindsey Graham, because he really has become such a key voice up on Capitol Hill. I mean, he is the senator from the state of South Carolina, but he's obviously, he carries a fair amount of influence, I think, with the president, with other key members of the Senate. Let me just share with our audience, that was great what you just had from that statement. Let me share what he tweeted all within the past hour. He said, "The only thing Iran and every other thuggish regime understands is strength and pain." Then he continues, "Imperative the U.S. clearly inform the Iranians that any effort to increase uranium enrichment will be seen as a hostile act against the U.S. and our allies in Israel and will not go unanswered." Then he follows it up by saying, "The blame for the current situation lies with the Ayatollah and his murderous henchmen, not the United States."
Right. Of course, everybody's statements officially coming out on Twitter nowadays, right?
I know.
That's how the word gets out to the media. Even the president said it himself, like, hey, that's how I get to the masses.
Sure.
And I'm going to play really quickly, though, Ron. We had a kind of an unconventional Pentagon briefing about this whole thing. It was an audio only, and that's because the person who spoke on the Department of Defense was actually over there, overseas.
Yeah.
So
running out of CENTCOM in the Middle East. So,
right.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
So let's play it right now.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining us on short notice. We just want to get some information out to you guys. So what we're going to do is we have Lieutenant General Joseph Gusella, who is the commander, U.S. Air Force's Central Command. He's calling us from the Combined Air Operations Center Al Udeid, Qatar. He's going to make a brief statement on last night's shoot down. And at this time, he's not going to take any questions, but we'll hopefully be coming back to you guys with some more information later today. So, General.
Jonathan, can we ask you why no questions?
Hello. Hello, good afternoon. This is Lieutenant General Joseph Guastella, Commander of the U.S. Air Force's Central Command. I'm prepared to give a statement, but I won't be answering questions at this time. A U.S. Navy RQ-4 was flying over the Gulf of Oman and the Strait of Hormuz on a recent surveillance mission in international airspace in the vicinity of recent IRGC maritime attacks when it was shot down by an IRGC surface-to-air missile fired from a location in the vicinity of Goruk, Iran. This was an unprovoked attack on a U.S. surveillance asset that had not violated Iranian airspace at any time during its mission. This attack is an attempt to disrupt our ability to monitor the area following recent threats to international shipping and the free flow of commerce. Iranian reports that this aircraft was shot down over Iran are categorically false. The aircraft was over the Strait of Hormuz and fell into international waters. At the time of the intercept, the RQ-4 was operating at high altitude, approximately 34 kilometers from the nearest point of land on the Iranian coast. This dangerous and escalatory attack was irresponsible and occurred in the vicinity of established air corridors between Dubai, UAE, and Muscat, Oman, possibly endangering innocent civilians. Thank you.
All right, so very brief there, but definitely got the point across, wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And there was almost a little bit of confusion amongst reporters there as the camera kept rolling, and he had said he wasn't going to take any more questions, so people just kind of got up with their iPhones and started getting close shots of the map.
Yeah.
Clearly, they put that map out there because they wanted to stress the point. But let's face it, we are the biggest economy in the world, the most powerful nation in the world. The United Nations is headquartered in the United States. We realize that any actions that we take are under the glare of the spotlight of the international community and, frankly, the media from all around the world.
Right.
So we're going to have to make sure that we operate under international law, whereas the Iranians can kind of, I mean, they control their own media.
Yeah.
You know, they can say whatever they want to say, and they just feed it to the media, and that's exactly the way it's going to come out to their population. So anyway, just a little bit of perspective for you there. Now, I do think it's really interesting, Pilar, that we have seen these attacks on these oil tankers in the Strait of Hormuz, and I heard a commentary from General Jack Keane, who, of course, is frequently a guest on Fox News Channel, and he was talking about how what's really going on here is that the Iranians are trying to create all this havoc. Oh, and by the way, they don't have full control. I hate to say this. They don't have full control out of the government in Tehran over the Iran Revolutionary Guard. They're almost like a power unto themselves.
Oh, wow.
You know, in terms of the military, and they've got to be more brought under control. But he said basically that what they're doing, they're trying to escalate in ways there that will affect our allies. Notice how, for example, they attacked a Japanese ship.
Yeah.
During the time that the Japanese Prime Minister was there. The specific reason this is happening is to try to put more pressure on our allies, to then put pressure on the United States to get the sanctions off and either get the old nuclear deal put together or something else, but to ratchet down the sanctions.
Yeah.
This doesn't seem to me to be a very effective way to do it, though.
It's definitely a story we're going to continue to stay on top of. We're going to go kind of switch gears, go to other top stories of the day, Ron. Last night we had a Sacramento officer-involved shooting. It broke on the stream late at night, and for those, we like to remind you every single day, you know, News Now simulcasting TV and YouTube right now.
Right.
Our YouTube stream currently goes until 8 p.m. Arizona time, but it's going to start going even later than that now that we've just added a new host.
Oh, is that right? How late are we going to go now?
We're thinking 10 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can always join us. And so last night, late on the stream, we had this Sacramento officer-involved shooting break, and we've learned that a police officer, 26-year-old Tara O'Sullivan, was killed in a shootout with a suspect, and it started as a domestic violence call, then it led to an ambush. Eventually, the suspect surrendered after an 8-hour standoff.
You know, she's 26 years old, relatively new to the force, and it's just got to be heartbreaking for that city and for their police department. And here you've had this gunman, a domestic dispute. Officers respond to those situations in every major city in the country on an everyday basis, and all this officer was doing, according to the reporting that we had in overnight, was to simply try to protect the woman who was the victim here and try to get her out of harm's way, and this cowardly gunman opens fire on the officer who's simply there trying to do her job and trying to protect this victim. So it's just a horrible, horrible story, and it shows you once again the everyday dangers in this violent time that we're living in that our officers face when they really don't know what to expect in every situation they respond to.
Yeah, so we're going to play this news conference in its entirety a bit later in the show. But now we keep switching gears, right?
Okay.
Now we're going to much lighter news, a little bit happier news, if you want to call it that.
Okay.
So if you had to take a guess, Ron, how many hours a week do Americans say they need to work in order to be happy?
Okay, now when you first, you said, what do you think? You have a guess? And I said, let me just guess with you on the air, because I haven't looked it up. I don't know what the answer is, but clearly, just the way you're billing it, Pilar, makes me think it's not, the answer's not going to be 40, right? Because that's what we're all used to, is the 40-hour work week.
That's what we're made to do.
So either people are loving their work so much that they want to work a little more, which I doubt, but I mean, I guess it could be more like 48 hours a week or whatever. But I have a feeling it's lower. And so, but we still have a work ethic in this country, so I'm not going to go too low. Pilar, my guess is that Americans say they want to work about 32 hours a week.
It's 8.
Oh, come on. Really? So if we could just have the 1.75 hour work day.
A little bit of work gives many people a sense of purpose and
Good.
brings joy, yet too much work may cause stress and unhappiness. So according to a study published in the Journal of Social Science and Medicine, the average person only needs 8 hours of work per week, not day.
Okay, great.
Week to be
Good.
happy.
Good.
Researchers testing
Great.
over 70,000 adults in the UK, mind you, not the US.
Well, that's different.
Found that although unemployment has negative effects on a person's health, people do not require a lot of work to fulfilled, or happy with the average subject citing improved mental health with just 8 hours of work a week.
You know what's so interesting about this is I've got a friend who I have known since our earliest days in radio. I mean, I was a college kid, and this buddy of mine, and we've stayed in touch over all these years, and now he is recently retired from his radio career. And so he's kind of doing some things part-time and on the side, and a little studio out of his home and all of that, and it's great. But he looked at me and said, the thing I miss about being at work is the camaraderie.
Yeah, the friendship.
And that is, I really do think that's a huge part of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you gotta get along with your coworkers.
We gotta get along. You, me, Mike.
We all follow each other on social media and stay in touch outside of the station.
Exactly. Renee and Troy and Celeste and Corey, the whole gang.
One big happy family.
And we really do. But 8 hours, that's a little on the low side. Unless you want to become like a third world nation in 1 decade.
I know, right? Ron, do you have any pets?
No.
None? Not a dog, not a cat, nothing?
We had the most adorable Chihuahua, but she's gone. But she lasted, how long did Pebbles live? I think 21 years, which for a Chihuahua is really good.
That is a long time.
Oh, so sad when we lost her. But anyway, so why are we talking about pets?
I have a cat, and let's talk about this story here.
Right.
So, supposedly,
you go right to the Chihuahuas.
Right?
I love it.
There's many things that get overlooked in today's busy world, right? But according to vets, one of those things can be your pet. Animals can suffer from loneliness.
Okay. Over the course of the day when you're gone, you mean?
You know, it's like separation anxiety, all that.
All right. Yeah.
All right. So these are vets talking to Insider.com. The good news is there are some key signs that you can pay attention to find out if your furry friend may need some extra loving.
Okay, great.
You want to take a guess at what you can see or what you notice from pets?
Well, a sort of a general lethargy.